Hey you guys, are you thinking about pizza? Well, don't pick up that phone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make pizza dough from scratch, and then I'm going to show you a really easy way to use that pizza stone that's been hiding in your cupboard forever. A pizza stone is the secret to getting that unique, crispy crust you thought you could only get from a pizzeria. Now really, it isn't that difficult to make, but you do need a little bit of time, so let's start. In a medium-sized mixing bowl, measure out 1.5 cups of warm water. Then sprinkle in 1 teaspoon of sugar and 2¼ teaspoons of active dry yeast. That's how much is in one of those 7-gram packets. Now let this sit for about 10 minutes to bloom, and then it's going to look foamy like this. Now swirl down the foam and add in 1¼ teaspoons of salt and 1/4 cup of oil. Next, start adding 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. By the way, you can do this in a stand mixer if you want. Now just mix it until it's fully incorporated, and then keep mixing it vigorously until you get a really thick batter, like this. Next, start adding in another 3/4 cup of flour. Just keep mixing it until it's all incorporated and you get a soft, sticky dough. Now start adding more flour in using your hands. Start with about 1/4 cup, sprinkle it onto the dough, and start folding the dough into itself. Keep adding more flour until it's really easy to knead inside the bowl like this. Eventually that dough is going to get sticky again, and when that happens, just add more flour, about 1/4 cup at a time. It's going to take about 3.5 cups of flour in total before the dough is really easy to handle. Just keep moving it around in the bowl like this, and eventually the inside of the bowl is going to get nice and clean. Now you're ready to start kneading it on the counter. If you find that it's still sticking, just add a little bit of flour, about 1 tablespoon at a time. Just spread the flour around and keep kneading it into the dough so it doesn't stick anymore. Now at this point, you have to knead the dough for 8 to 10 minutes. If you're using a stand mixer, it's a lot easier. It probably takes about 6 or 7 minutes. But what you're looking for is a dough that's no longer sticky and that's really smooth and elasticy, like this. Now take your original bowl and pour in a capful of oil. Drop the dough inside it and move it all around so it gets completely coated. Then flip it over and cover it with plastic wrap. Now you have to let this sit in a warm place for 1.5 hours or until it's doubled in bulk. Now at least 20 minutes before you're ready to cook your pizza, put your pizza stone in a cold oven and crank it up to 500 degrees. After 1.5 hours, this is what your dough should look like, doubled in bulk. Now take a piece of cardboard that's about 14 by 18 inches and cover it with aluminum foil. This is going to be our pizza peel. Sprinkle it really generously with flour and cornmeal. Now start spreading the dough out to a diameter that's slightly smaller than your pizza stone. Now it's really important that the dough moves freely like this on the tin foil, so if you need more flour underneath, add more. Let it rest for 10 minutes, and now you can brush olive oil on the crust, then top it however you want in whatever order you want. Don't put too many toppings on your pizza, because then it's going to get heavy and it'll be really hard to slide it onto the pizza stone. But once you're ready to take it over to the oven, give it one more final shake test to make sure it's moving freely. If it's still sticking, then sneak a little more flour or cornmeal underneath it. Then just slide it onto the stone like this. You're not supposed to take the stone right out of the oven to do this, or it might break on you. Now cook your pizza at 500 degrees for about 7 to 8 minutes. That's all the time it's going to take. Then it'll look like this. Now let it rest for 5 minutes and cover it with some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And there you go. Save that 20 bucks and be happy you did it all yourself. Yeah, like I'm only gonna have one slice of that. I hope you try this recipe soon, cause you might never order pizza again. Well, that's it for today, guys. Please subscribe to my channel, and pretty soon I'm gonna have another awesome recipe and more painting fun for you. Have a good day, guys. Bye!